Welcome to the Megan Show. Today we have three special guests, all very famous for their individual work. They're here today to talk about one singular topic.
I whoop your head, boy. You know why I will. I whoop your head, boy. With the back of the steel. I whoop your head, boy. Your cat can get peeled. I whoop your head, boy. Your ass can get killed.
Hey, I'm Dala and I play Curtis Jackson III from Get Rich or Die Trying. Curtis Jackson, it starts out as a drug dealer but then goes through different obstacles to renew himself.
Let's welcome everyone, the actor of Get Rich or Die Trying, Dala!
Hello everyone. Hey Megan.
Oh, who did you have here?
Oh, please, you told my guys that I was coming tonight.
Oh, really? What did they say?
Oh, I could say that they were excited.
We also have the director of Blind Side Waiting, Sean Lee Han.
It's all real nice what you're doing, but don't be surprised if one day you wake up and he gone.
Michael was here.
Last night. Tell him to sleep with one eye open.
You threatened my son. You threatened me.
You can go out for spring football in March.
Hi, I'm Sean Lee Han, and I'm a director. Recently, I directed The Blind Side, which is about football, because I was always interested in that category. But also, I wanted to portray African Americans in Brazil, so I thought it was a
big guy eating with your little brother.
It's his big brother.
Hi. Good evening. Good evening. Nice to meet you. Well, I've heard your most recent movie, Blind Side, is nominated for Academy Awards and the Golden Globe. Congratulations!
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And last but not least, someone you all know very well, the famous film critic, Nogi.
Well, my name is Nogi, and I've been doing some movie critics at The Scope. And well, basically, I write about anything that gets attention, basically. You know, I've written about Blind Side. That was a great movie. And Get Rich or Die Trying, starring 50 Cent. And I really enjoyed writing both of them. And people really, started to like me because I only write about movies that get attention, and people want to hear about the movies they like. So.
Good evening.
Good evening, Megan. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, I hear The Scope has changed you a lot.
Well, of course it changed me, I used to write individually, just by myself, because I just like writing about, the movies I watched and the movies that were popular, but, people started reading what I wrote, and Scope was an opportunity for me. It gave me an opportunity to just write about these things that I enjoyed watching and, publicize it so the public can relate to it, and, well, Scope changed my life.
Our three special guests have some interesting perspectives on one same topic. But first, let's congratulate Dala with the first movie, not first, but with the movies he starred in, Get Rich or Die Trying. Well, tell me, Dala, about your experience and the whole opinion thing on your whole plot.
I know that some people can think that the movie is dark, but I think that was what Jim was trying to intend to do. To portray something real for the black people.
Real, did you say? But what about those other movies like Drumline or Undercover Brother, where African Americans or young teenagers are portrayed more funny than dark?
Not real, fake. You see, in the neighborhood I was raised, it was dangerous and full of guns. As a child, I had memories of hearing gunshots all the time. Raising in those conditions, it was almost normal to deal drugs. So every time I see movies like the ones you've mentioned, I really can't think otherwise than that they are fictional.
Many recent movie reviews say that Get Rich or Die Trying is not an ordinary African-American film. Tell me, Nogi, why is that? Why is it different?
Like Dala said, in his neighborhood, African-Americans, these young African-Americans who are just, running around trying to survive, unlike the movie Crash, where two African Americans are portrayed way differently from each other. They have variations. But in Get Rich or Die Trying, I'm pretty sure you try to portray young black African Americans without variation. You know, they're all the same level, just trying to survive. That's why the title is Get Rich or Die Trying, right? It's either you get rich or you have to die trying. There's no other like path for these, you know, young African Americans. So it's basically about Curtis Jackson chasing his dreams and trying to, you know, I think it's trying to like be unconventional and come out of this conventionality of his neighborhood. So.
Well, I know your movie, director Sean Lee Han, is pretty different from what Dal just described. Tell me, how is it different?
Yes, our movies are like opposites. I was, as you may already know, inspired by a true story when producing The Blind Side. The story was so fascinating that it made me believe that many people judge young Black teens on their appearances and media. You know, that's really bad. And guys like character names seem different and incredible at the same time. But I wanted to show that there were many others just like him. They aren't just dangerous and violent. It certainly isn't that way. But as you mentioned, many have a high sense of humor, and most care deeply about their friends and family. And it's very important to distinguish that between movies like Get Rich or Die Trying.
Well, Nogi, I know you've also written a review for Blind Side. Tell me, how are the two different, and what is your view?
Well, in my opinion, like Dallas said, you know, reality portrayed in these movies are a very good, you know, aspect these days, you know, in the movie industry, because people can relate to these real, you know, real situations. And, you know, neighborhoods like the places where Dallas lived actually exist in the United States today, which makes it even more believable. And, you know, when you direct a movie, you want to make it as believable as possible, right? And when I see Blind Side, it's very, you know, it has a lot of hope, you know, it has a lot of, you know, the American dream basically comes true. And I really think that a movie should always have a very good ending, you know, like whether it's like, you know, really good or like just, you know, regular, just like a bad thing happens and then it resolves in the end. But I think the two movies are, you know, very different but also very similar, you know, in different kinds of ways. And I think that both movies were great hits.
Well, thank you guys for such an interesting debate. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have, so we'll see you tomorrow again at The Megan Show. Bye, guys.
No. He's changing mine.